Good morning, everyone. So, in the previous class, we have started with the new chapter that is flood. Uh, we had studied about the definition of flood, what are the causes of flood, what can be the effect of flood, and we have also studied how to evaluate the frequency of flood. Okay, and there were different methods which were used to calculate the uh, quantity of flood, and out of which the next method which we are going to study is the envelope curve method. So envelope curve method, when a peak flood data in different catchment which does not differ in terms of climatic characteristics are available, this method is used to develop relationship between your maximum flood and drainage area. In this method, a log paper flood peak are plotted against the catchment area. Now an envelope curve is drawn by an eye such that all the points of the flood lie in it. After it is drawn, the peak flood of any given area can be determined. Okay, so basically what it is done in this uh, peak flood, basically the different catchment areas are considered. Okay, and if you have got the data of different catchment area which is having same climatic characteristics, okay, and if we develop a relationship between them, which is your maximum flood in the drainage area, so what we can do, an envelope curve is formed. So you can draw an envelope curve based on that. Envelope curve is very useful in obtaining quick rough estimation. By envelope curve you can roughly estimate the peak flood flow for any region. However, there are some disadvantage of this curve. It is based on the past data, obviously, because we are collecting the past data, so it is totally based on that. You never know in future what may occur. Therefore, more and more data gets accumulated and curves need to be redrawn. Okay, it is not reliable method, only used for rough estimation. This method is not very accurate, therefore it is generally used for rough estimation, not for the design purpose. Okay, after that, the next method is the flood frequency method. This flood frequency method is very important because most of the time the numericals in your university exams are related to the flood frequency method. Okay, so flood is an exceeding complex event. As I've told you that flood is an exceeding complex event. It is the resultant of number of parameters like of rainfall. It happens because of the excess of rainfall and the catchment characteristics. Okay, therefore very difficult to model analytically. Therefore it is not the simple to evaluate how flood will occur, how at what time it will be your peak flood flow will achieve. Okay, few methods which we have discussed are your rational method, empirical method, envelope curve method, unit hydrograph method. These methods we have discussed earlier. That will, we have also done some numericals related to the rational method. uh, Empirical method, as a there were some formulas which are given on empirical methods, envelope curve method which we have studied previously, and the unit hydrograph method which we have studied in the previous unit also. Okay, another approach to predict flood is the frequency method. Okay, the value of annual peak flood flow from a given catchment area for a large number of successive year contributes a hydrological data series called as annual series. Okay, the data are then arranged in decreasing order of the magnitude and the probability of each event being equal or exceeding and calculated by plotting the following formula. So this formula is basically used. P equals to what? M divided by n plus 1. Generally it is used in percentage, where M is order number of event. Okay, where n is the total number of event, and T is basically the reoccurrence. Okay, the return period, and T is generally calculated by what? Frequency of is calculated by what? 1 by P, or it can be calculated by what? N plus 1 by M, because the P formula is M by N plus 1, so 1 by P will become what? The opposite of this. This will go up, this will come down, so N plus 1 by M. Okay, so T is the return period or the reoccurrence period, means the probability of that flood will occur in a certain period. Okay. For example, you can see that years are been given. 2011 data has been given for 2011, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Flood values are given, which is 200 to 150, 450, 600, 700, 650, 580. Ranks are also given. Ranks are generally given by what? M 6753124. P is in terms of percentage: 75%, 85%, 62.5, 27.5, 12.5, 25.5, 50, and T is given as 1.33. Okay, now the total number of events are what? How many events are happening? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So number of event n will become what? M. 7. M rank is also given, rank or order of the event. Okay, so the first reading will be what? P1 equals to what? You will use this formula, n plus 1. Sorry, we are using this formula, m divided by n plus 1. So in the first case, m value is what? 6, n value is what? 7 plus 1. Okay, this will be equals to what? 77%. This is coming out to be 77%, and t equals to what? 1 by p. So 1 divided by 0.77, that will give you your 1.33. Okay, so in this way you can use this to calculate the value of t and your value of p. Okay, after that, there are certain relationship between the probability and the occurrence of an event. So generally the PRN value equals to what? N CR into what? PR into Q to the power n minus R, where PRN equals to what? NCR into PR into Q n minus n, where Q is the reliability and Q is given by the formula 1 minus P, where NCR, this value we can calculate by what? N exclamatory mark divided by n minus R exclamatory mark into R. Okay, after that PRN can be calculated by what? This formula also, n exclamatory mark divided by what? N minus R exclamatory mark into R into what? After putting all these value, instead of q will put 1 minus p, instead of ncr will put this value, so the final equation becomes this. Okay, after that, if there is the probability, suppose probability of an event p occurring for 2 times, so in case of 2 times the formula changes, this r becomes 2, so p to n becomes what? N exclamatory mark n minus 2, 2 exclamatory mark p to the power 2 into q to the power n minus 2. Okay, similarly in case of 3, the probability of event of not occurring, suppose the probability is there and the event is event occurring is there is no event occurring, in that case the formula changes from what? P0n equals to what? This value get cancelled, this value get cancelled, we are left with what? Only with q to the power n minus 0. Okay, so the q becomes what? 1 minus p. So p 0 to the n become what? 1 minus p to the power n. Okay, when we will do the numericals, these all things will get clear. Okay, now in case of the probability of event occurring is of 3 times, that means the r value is 3, so the formula changes for p3r equals to what? N c r was there, so this will become 3 p to the power 3 q to the power n minus 3. Okay, in case of 4, so basically this is the general formula, p1 equals to what? 1 minus the probability of event occurring. Okay, now we'll do the numericals related to that. These are some of the numerical. So firstly you need to know what are the terms required. First is your equation for percentage divided by equation of probability occurrence. This TR is the return period. First formula for probability occurrence for 1 year is 1 by TR. The probability for not 1 year is 1 minus 1 by TR. For n number of year it will be what? 1 minus 1 by TR to the power n. For fourth, for 1 year it is what? 1 minus 1 minus bracket 1 minus 1 by TR to the power n. Okay, and the percentage risk is calculated by what? 1 minus 1 minus 1 by TR to the power n into 100. Okay, we will use all these formulas in the numerical. So we'll start with the first numerical. So a bridge has a projection. So a bridge has a project life of 100 year. So the value of n over here is 100, and it is designed for 100-year flood. So TR value becomes what? 100. Determine the risk of the design. What will be the return period if the risk of the flood is equal or exceeding 20%? Okay, so we need to find out the risk of the design. So firstly we have given with what? The following data. TR equals to what? 100 here, n equals to what? 100. So percentage risk is given by what? This is a percentage risk formula, 1 minus 1 by TR to the power n into what 100. So 1 minus 1 by minus 1 by TR. TR is given as 100, N is also given as 100 into 100. So the risk of this particular event is 63.39%. Okay. Now after that, it is saying that in the second case we need to calculate the return period. That means we need to calculate what? The value of TR. So we need to calculate the value of TR if the risk of the flood is 20%. That means we need to use this formula only. But we are here we have to take the value of risk as 20%. So risk is given as 20%. So we are taking 20 on this side equals to what? 1 minus 1 by TR to the power 100 into 100. Okay. Uh, After this, 1 minus TR, 1 minus 1 by TR to the power 100 equals to what? 0.8. So this multiply. Uh, so this 100 will get multiplied in this bracket. So 1 will be what? 100 minus 1 minus 1 by TR to the power 100 into 100. Okay. So if we keep this value on the side, take this side. So what will be the value? This 20 will get minus by 80. So this will be 80, and this 100 will get divided by what? 80 will get divided by 100. So it will be 0.8. So we are left with what? 1 minus TR to the power 100 by 0.8. After calculating this, the value of TR is coming out to be 448.64. Okay, this is the return period. Okay. After that, uh, a bridge. Next question is a bridge has a project life of 150 years. So the value of n is what? 150 year, and it is designed for 100 year of flood. So TR value is 100 year. Determine the risk of the design. So we are going to use this formula 1 minus 1 by 100. Here the value is taken as what? TR value is taken. So the TR value is coming out to be 100, and n value is taken as 150. Okay, into 100. So the percentage risk is coming out to be 77.8, and the next term it is saying that to determine the risk of this design, what will be the return period if the risk of the flood is equal to what? 20%. Again, we need to use this formula only. Here we need to get 20%, where we need to take the risk percentage as 20, and this will be what? 1 minus 1 by uh, TR, n to the power what? N to the power n value is coming out to be what? 150 into 100. So after using this, you can calculate the value of TR in the same way which you have done in the previous question. Okay. Uh, After this, the next question is related to what we have studied about uh, in the in the above slides related to the probability of reoccurrence of event. Okay, we'll try to solve it. Over here. So the question it is saying that the data on maximum annual flood indicates that the maximum annual flood is equal to or greater than 300 meter cube per second, has a return period of 60 years. Okay, so the flood is equal to or greater than 300 meter cube per second, and it is having a return period of 60 years. Find the probability of maximum annual flood greater than equal to 300 meter cube per second, one in 25 years, okay, and twice in 10 successive years. So firstly we will write all the given parameters. So the value of R, it is what? uh, it is saying in for the first case that it will happen only for once in a 25 years. So R value is 1 and N value is 25. Okay, so from here we can calculate the P value. P value is what? 1 by TR. So 1 by TR, TR is coming out to be what? It is for design for 60 year. So TR is 60. So 1 by 60 is equals to what? 0.0167. Okay, and Q value we can calculate by 1 minus 1 by TR. Okay, so 1 minus 1 by 60, that gives you 0.983. Okay, so after that, this you need to consider this one, this formula. Okay, so this PR will be what? P1. Okay, N will be what? N will be of 25 year. Okay, E equals to what? n, this is 25 divided by what, 25 minus 1 into 1 into what, PR, P we have already calculated, P is coming out to be 0.167, okay, into what, this R value is coming out to be 1, so therefore we need to power 0.167 as 1, okay, and Q equals to what, Q value is coming out to be 0.983 divided by to the power what, n minus R, so n is 25 minus 1, so it will be 24, so after calculating this you will get the value of 0.276, which is nothing but 7.6 percentage, okay. uh, Now in the second case, twice in 10 years, so the value will change over here. So we are going to use the same formula, this formula only, okay, these formulas we are going to use. And how to calculate this one, so we need to keep this value, the R value will become now 2 in the second case, because the event is occurring twice in 10 years and the n value is coming out to be 10, okay. But and all the other things will be the same, so the final value which is coming out to what, the again we are going to use this formula only, so n now it is what, 10 divided by what, n minus r, so n minus r will means what, 10 minus 2, so it will be 8, r is 2, okay, p to the power what, r, so 0.167 to the power 2, okay, and q is coming out to be 0.983 to the power what, uh, n minus r, so n is what, 10 minus 2, it will be what, 8, so the final value which is coming out to be what is 0.01, okay. After that, the next problem is related to the same thing, on the basis of rainfall data of 50 year, so the TR value is coming out to be what, 50 year, 24 hour maximum rainfall is found out to be 16 centimeter, determine the probability of 24 hour, the rainfall of magnitude equal to or greater than 16 centimeter occur, okay, uh, at least once in what, 10 successive year. So the first thing it is saying that at least it is happening, the event is happening at least once in 10 successive year, two times in 10 successive year, and once in 10 successive year. So we will use this formula, the risk formula, we will use this formula, probability formula, okay. So the p value is what, p is equals to what, 1 by tr, so tr value is given, the data is given for 50 years, so the 1 by 50 equals to what, 0.02, okay. After that, q equals to what, 1 minus 1 by tr, so 1 minus 1 by tr, it will be equals to 0.98, okay. Now the risk percentage, so percentage risk can be calculated, it will be what, 1 minus bracket 1 minus 1 by tr, so tr is coming out to be 50 to the power n, so in all the cases the events are occurring for 10 successive years, so n value will be equal to what, 10, so this will be equal to what, 0.183. In the second case, it is asking for percentage risk only. Second case, 2 times in 10 successive years, so you will have to take the R value as 2. We are going to use the same above formula. Okay, so n will be what, it is happening for 10 years, so n will be what, 10, n minus r will be what, 10 minus 2, that will be 8 into 2, okay. Over here we have what, PR value is coming out to be 0.02 into what, q is 0.98, that will be what, n minus r, that will be 8, so this value is coming out to be 0.0153, okay. In case of one successive year, so we have to take as the r value as 1, okay, everything will be same, r will be 1, n will be 10, so 10 divided by what, n minus r, so 10 minus r will be 9, and this is r again, into what, p to the power n, so p to the power r equals to what, 1, 0.02 to the power 1, and q to the power n minus r, so 0.98 minus what, 10 minus 1, so the final value is coming out to be 0.167. So in this way you can calculate the probability of varied flood that can occur, okay. try to solve some numericals related to this in your university question paper. Okay, you can see the previous question papers of previous year and try to solve it by yourself. And if you have any doubt related to it, you can ask me. And if you have doubt, you can also comment uh, in the comment section related to your doubts. Okay, thank you so much.